Today we are talking about striking sports, and it's something that all of us love, but we need to recognize it's not all good, and that is why we're talking about the darker side of fight sports, the things you need to know to really understand what you're getting yourself into if you want to be an active competitor. I know what everybody's thinking right now. Everybody's going, oh my gosh, Gabriel's eating some garbage cereal. What is happening to your diet, Gabriel? But I'm actually not. This is the sponsor for today's episode, Magic Spoon. This is a wholesome, high quality cereal which has 0 grams of sugar and reinvents those fun cereals that you loved as a kid. Magic Spoon cereals have great taste while lowering the carbs, perfect for those people out there who are in the low carb diets, while increasing your protein. Magic Spoon cereals come in 4 flavors. We've got the peanut butter, got the fruity one, which I was just eating. We have cocoa, and we have frosted. These fun breakfast foods or snack foods are keto friendly, gluten-free, and grain and soy free. You guys all know me, you know my diet, you know the talks I've had before about putting garbage into your body. This is my chance to have that fun again, to get those foods which I go, ooh, this is really cool, this is really fun post-training, but to actually have it be beneficial. Start your new year off right and get yourself the variety pack from Magic Spoon. It'll be linked in the description below. Use that promo code Gabriel Varga to save $5 off your order, or you can go to magicspoon.com/Gabriel Varga. And this company is so confident in their product that they're gonna give you 100% refund if their product is not up to your standards and you don't like it. So click that link down below or scan that QR code and save yourself $5 off your order. So I really wish I could say the fight game was really all rainbows and fairies and everything went great, outside of obviously the fear of the competition. But aside from that, everything was run smooth and is clean and legit. But that's not the case. And you really want to have a full scope understanding of what you're going to get yourself into if you love this sport, if you want to be a part of this sport. Maybe even you're not even a competitor. Maybe you're not somebody who's interested in testing yourself in the ring, but you just want to know the full scope of this thing which you've started training in and absolutely love. So let's go through about 7 things you really need to know to make sure your scope and understanding is right where it needs to be. The very first thing, the darker side of the sport, which I want you to understand, is not all trainers have your back. Not all trainers are going to be good people. And you might think that when you walk in the first door of a gym and you go, oh, there's a trainer here and I want to fight and he'll take care of me and he'll have my best interest at heart. That is not always the case, and you need to understand that, and you need to feel out each situation, each person individually, just as you would if you're going into a business venture with somebody. That's really what it is. There's a relationship, and this person, this coach, this instructor can take advantage of you. Why would they do this? Well, number one, they might have relations with the promotions. They might get paid a certain amount of money from the tickets they sell or the tickets their gym is bringing in. Maybe they're just somebody who's interested in boosting the level of their gym through you. They're not necessarily worried about you. There are so many things that can happen. Egos come into play, money comes into play, whatever the situation. Be aware that not every trainer is equal and how good a person they are, and you really need to make that assessment and feel out if this is the right person for you who's going to take you up safely through your career. The next part, which is the darker side of fight sports, is absolutely the weight cut. When you go from here to there, and you see people who are just making these massive drops, putting their body through so much to get that advantage, so when they get in the ring or the cage, they have that extra strength over you. And the fact that this is even allowed to happen absolutely blows my mind. Why commissions have not been on top of this more, why they allow this to happen when there are dangers and risks associated, it really just stuns me. But you need to understand this, and you need to know what you're getting yourself into, because somebody like myself, who for years competed at 145 pounds and walked at 155 pounds, as soon as I started MMA, I had my managers go, Gabriel, you've got to drop to 135 if you want to be competitive in strength. And I went, I'm not doing that to my body. There is no way I'm interested, even though I want to be the best. I'm not going to sacrifice my health. I'm not going to get dizzy. I'm not going to fall over or pass out or vomit from weight cuts. And you might go, wow, those are extreme things. They don't happen very often, but you would be wrong. I've heard stories from many of the high, like directly from the mouth of very high level people who you might not expect do big weight cuts and you might not expect suffer the consequences, and they absolutely do. So be aware of weight cutting and be aware of what you're getting yourself into before you commit to this sport. An additional dark side of this fight sport industry is the lack of insurance from some promotions to cover you if you get injured. I've heard of people having to pay out enormous sums of money because the promotion did not have insurance required. I know of people who fought for glory who got injured when fighting in North America, did not have coverage, and had to take a flight back home to, wherever it is, Holland or one of the other European nations, in pain to get a surgery done. You can be left hanging because not everybody cares about you, not everybody is covered. Be aware of insurance. Make sure you have your own insurance, which will cover you under sports. If you go and compete, you don't want to just be going to your insurance company saying, look, I fractured this. And they go, well, why did that happen? And you say, oh, because of a sport competition. They go, no, we don't cover you for that. So this is a dark side of fight sports, something which you want to be aware of and you want to protect yourself from, so you don't end up in a scenario where you have to pay out loads of money just because you wanted to challenge yourself at something you love. Next up, PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. This is absolutely something which is involved in the industry. There's no question about it. People are like, oh no, not many fighters are on it. Yeah, you have to go to different countries sometimes to get maybe more prominence in this, but in North America, same thing. I don't doubt that many people are doing this and they figured out how to get around. Plus, I only got tested one time in my entire career. We're talking like 45 plus fights. I think like probably, 30 of those being professional, tested one time. And I was on a fight card with Jarrell Miller, who tested positive later on, but he was enormous back then. Miracle Crocop, all these massive fighters who were enormous compared to me, who obviously had so much more chance of popping on these tests, and they picked 2 fighters out of about 40, and I was one of them. Come on, I don't look like I'm on PEDs, why are you picking me? Well, obviously, so I'll pass the test and then go, yeah, we tested. No, PEDs are absolutely a part of this industry. It's dirty, it's corrupt. I don't like it, but it's there. Be aware of it, absolutely. Next up, corrupt promoters. These are people you really have to watch for, because promoters, doesn't matter if we're at the UFC level or a local amateur level, they don't care about the fighters. They don't care about you, they don't care about me. It took me a while to get my head wrapped around that, but after watching things throughout the years, after being a part of promotions, and I will say there are good promotions, ones that made me feel like, ooh, maybe these guys actually do care. I'm relatively new to karate combat, but I feel like they're pretty good. I feel like they care about me more than other ones. Bellator, I felt like, yeah, okay, they care a bit. But as soon as you're not there, as soon as you're a fighter who's not performing, they will throw you to the dust. You have to know that. Obviously, it's a business. And I don't have any naivety, did I say that right? I think so, about this. But still, you need to recognize that you are a commodity until you're not, and then you'll get thrown to the side. But not only that, there are promotions that will go, this guy versus this guy. It makes no sense. But we're gonna put the fight together because we need a fight to fill the card. People will do this. People will go the roundabout way to get what they want out of you, and with no regard for your safety, your health, a fair contest. This will happen more often than not when you are the out-of-town fighter. I've been on the end of it so many times that it's just terrible, but you gotta recognize, don't think promoters are your buddies, don't think they're your friends, don't think even if you've been on their card 3 or 4 or 5 times that they're there for you. They're there for themselves, and you are a piece of meat unfortunately, which they are using. And every now and again, maybe 1 out of every 100, I'm gonna say you will find a good promoter who's actually there for the athletes. But if you happen to find that person, that's fantastic. Still be cautious, still be wary, because probably about 99 out of 100 times, you need to protect yourself. This next one is something which is so prominent, and it just blows my mind, especially nowadays with the internet and the fact that people think they can lie about their records. Yes, that's absolutely it. Not being true, not being open and honest about the record you have. So I just had somebody who was at my seminar last week put a comment up today on, it was actually on my Instagram, I believe, saying that when they had one fight, they were 1-0, they went up against somebody who also said, oh, we only have one fight. And then after the fight, they found out this kid was actually either 5-1 or 5-0. Either way, why are you lying about your record to get a fight happening? You should be upfront, you should be honest, you should be trustworthy. If I have a 19-0 record or nobody will fight me, I definitely don't want to go, oh yeah, I'm actually 5-3 and lie about that. Not good. It's not a good thing to do, whether you're in the fight world or anything else. You just openly lie. But it happens, and it's one of the dark sides of fight sports, which I do not like. It's inappropriate matchmaking, and like we already said, the promoters might make it happen. They might be aware of it. They might do it in the sense that, you know, they just need a fight on the card, or they might be having trouble finding somebody for their local dudes, so they'll lie about that guy's record, and then I've had this, you get in the ring, and you hear the record, and you go, that's not what they told me. What the heck? And you have that last minute panic. It happens, be aware of it. The final thing that I want to talk about today, which is a reality of fight sports, is drugging fighters. Much less commonplace over in North America, I think, than maybe over in Thailand, where there's that betting element, that aspect, but it is there. People getting drugged before their fights to make them sluggish, to make them less than the 100% self, so the other side can get the win. There's been much speculation about many fights, things like Mike Tyson fighting and not being on point in the past. And it makes you wonder when you see some massive, massive upsets and people not performing close to what they normally do, you go, I wonder about that. So this is not something that probably the normal amateur person needs to worry about, but it's something to be aware of either way, because we can't all think the sport is fantastic. There are the dark sides. I've talked about them today. I've probably missed some. If I miss some, throw them down below. Throw them down there. And I'd love to hear bad things that have happened to you in this fight industry world. It's very interesting and something which I like to talk about on the channel, because it doesn't all need to be awesome stuff. Sometimes it's those things which nobody else wants to talk about. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you joining me today. Make sure you hit that link down in the description for Magic Spoon cereal. Have some fun. Test yourself out on this new breakfast food, which is just healthy, tasty, and feels like a naughty treat, but it's really not. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you haven't already, join the channel, get subscribed. As always, guys, train hard. I will see you back here soon for another video.